Sometimes hope doesn't make sense. What's up, guys? Welcome to our fourth week in this Lenten reflection, our fourth Wednesday of Lent, as we're just a couple of weeks away from Holy Week, a couple of weeks away from the Easter Triduum and all that it entails. Today, theme for today's video is hope, strength, and last week we talked about rekindling our hope, where we start to notice how there's these little good moments that are emerging in this Lenten season. But today, I want to talk about hope strengthened. And I really want to focus on the central theme of Lent, that of dying to ourselves, but more importantly, that of tracking Jesus as he prepares for his death and his resurrection. But you'll notice that as we walk into these last 2 weeks of Lent, the readings subtly shift. The past couple of weeks, we've been looking at these really important concepts of dying to ourselves, of Israel, listen, I am the Lord your God. Stop sinning if that is what you're doing. Turn and repent, right? Now we start focusing primarily on the crucifixion. The readings start shifting towards the sacrifice that we know is coming at Good Friday. And so I love the way that tracks with our theme of hope, because hope is really easy when things are going well. We've noticed this, but hope's also, it's doable when things aren't completely going off the rails, like things are relatively normal, maybe not going well or exceptionally, but just chilled or just standard. We can hope in those situations, but hoping in difficult and dark moments is the most difficult challenge. And we know that the most difficult and dark moments in the church, as in all of the history of existence, was the moment when Jesus was put on the cross and killed. And that's what we start focusing on, but that's also where our hope needs to start shifting to. So I'm actually going to touch on our verse that we followed across this Lenten season, Romans chapter 5, verses 5. But I actually want to just bring it a little bit back in that chapter 5 of the book of Romans. And I want to just look at what it says before we focus on those words, that hope does not disappoint. And St. Paul writes, suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope. In other words, hope isn't something to avoid. The cross isn't something to avoid. We shouldn't seek to avoid difficulty or trial or tribulation. We should seek to hope even in those difficulties, even in those trials and despite those tribulations. Right? Hope is radical and reckless in its nature. It's almost the most defiant virtue that we have. If everything is going wrong around us, that's the time to hope. That's the time to put hope into practice. But that doesn't necessarily help, right? Still, that difficulty may be overwhelming. Still, that death happened. How do I get through this? How do I find the light at the end of the tunnel? I don't have the answer for you. Perhaps we shouldn't necessarily be looking for the answer. I think it's completely natural to do so. But if you are going through one of these really difficult moments in your life right now, just surrender it. Right? Like, God, I don't know how you're working this, and I don't know where you're taking me in this, but I'm going to entrust this to you. I'm going to entrust myself to you right now, because I don't know where to go and what to do, and I don't know if there's a light at the end of this tunnel, but you do. And you ultimately know why you called me into this place, and you ultimately know why you want me to be here. And so I'm going to trust in you. Guys, over this next week, as we walk towards another week closer to Holy Week, don't look for the answer. Look for God in the challenge. Look for God in the situation. Look for God as the way to strengthen our hope, because he is there. And he's holding your hand, and he's carrying you even if you can't feel his presence right now. God bless, guys. We'll see each other next week. Cheers. As a reminder, we're releasing a video every day across this Lenten season as we reflect on the readings associated with that day in Lent. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs to hear about hope, who needs a little bit of hope in this moment. More importantly, pray for that person. Know that I'm praying for you as well as we continue in our Lenten journey together. God bless, guys. My name is Marco and I'm Catholic, and I'm proud. I hope that you guys are too. Raul has already prefaced this to say that this is a bad joke. So,
Look.
again, as per standard, I apologize in advance.
Okay. Let me tell the joke. Right? Okay. So. What was the joke again? I remember.
Well,
Yeah. Guess what I gave up for Lent?
What?
I gave up complaining. And let me tell you, it sucks. You guys get it, right?
Okay, like, dude, if there's ever going to be a time someone's going to unsubscribe, that's it. What was that?
Because I'm like, I gave up complaining for Lent.
No, I know what you...
Sucks.
That is, oh my... Get it.
That was a good joke. No, I mean, it was a bad joke, but now that
Yes,
I heard
no,
it,
you know it was a bad
it
joke.
wasn't too bad.
Stop the video and apologize. Say sorry.